Hello and welcome to Grassroots. If you haven't been here before, we've got a very simple philosophy: people, places and horses. If you've been here and watched the show, stay with us. We've got some great yarns coming up. Great to have my co-host Anima Olzanski with us here again today. Adam, I know you're very keen to share a couple of these stories with us.
Looking forward to a couple of these stories today, Sam. Firstly, a great story about a racing family from Central Victoria who in recent years have developed a strong training partnership. And in the second half of the show, I'm looking forward to learning about polo cross. Do you know anything about polo cross?
I didn't know much about polo cross until about 6 months ago, and I've delved into it a little bit and I learnt a lot going out and filming those stories. It is a great sport and very good for off-the-trackers as well.
I didn't realise how many trainers and participants involved with horse racing actually play polo cross as well, so looking forward to that.
That's at the back end of the show, but at the top of the show we're going to learn a lot about Brian McKnight. He's been in the race book for many, many years.
What makes a good horse? That's the difficult question. A good horse has to have that will to win.
But Larry's got enough to get home.
And you see it in the paddocks. You'll see the one who always wants to be in front. It's a very strange thing to try to work out with a horse. And I think if you ask any of the trainers, anybody that trains race horses, is that you have to try them. Even some that don't show you much on the track. You put them in a race, and all they want to do is beat that other horse.
The paint and straight as a gun barrel, 1 by 3.
I feel I'm very fortunate to have lived the life I have, but I can tell you something, I have really enjoyed it. It is the best. It really is the best. I believe it is anyway. The people that are involved in it, the animals, the whole thing, there's nothing better. Best horse I've trained was a horse called Storm Song. Back in the 70s, I won 10 races with her. So yeah, that was my best horse. The thoroughbred is just a magnificent animal. They do amazing things. They've got good action, they've got good natures, they can jump, they can dressage, whatever you want to do with them, they can do it. To see them gallop and ride them and feel them gallop was just a sensational feeling. They're just incredible racehorses. The enjoyment is because of family. The family that's involved behind me. If I was on my own and my family had left and said, "Oh, I don't want to be part of it," that'd be devastating to me. My family is just so involved, and it's been a life, and that's the beauty of it. It really is. It's 24/7 you grow up with your family, and to keep it going for all your life is just absolutely incredible.
Loremus is coming back really well on the inside. They hit it a bobber. Maybe Loremus just.
Brian McKnight and Loremus will all be singing songs all the way home to Malden.
The best enjoyment is laughter. If you can have a laugh or a joke about something, then do it. The world's getting far too serious. You never stop learning, and that is the number one thing you've got to take on board every day of your life. You never stop learning. This industry has probably done more for me, because that's, I love that horse up there. There's a filly up the paddock we haven't broken in yet, and I see her when she's running around, and I just, that's a good filly. That's a good filly. That's what keeps you getting up of a morning, to get that one in. And then time she comes in, there'll be another one. And yeah, it just goes on and on. It's great. I love it.
If you want to guarantee longevity of life, Adam, I think you've got to give him an unraced horse, because while a horse is unraced, there's hopes and dreams are still alive.
Yeah, I've known Brian for all of my racing career. He's always been great to talk to at the track, and I get a big buzz when he gets a winner as well in those familiar lime colours. And what about the property which he's developed from scratch? Located at Malden, roughly between Kyneton and Bendigo, in that part of the world. A big 2,100 metre sand track. They've got the big paddocks. They do a lot of yearling preparation and foaling down of horses as well. So really involved in the industry, not just with racing, but also the formative years as well.
I also really, really like his dog.
Yeah,
I'm
good one, isn't it?
a fan of dogs as well. Any dog that can sit on the back of the four-wheeler like that, that's a friend for life.
You heard in that story how much emphasis he put into the whole family being part of the operation. Of course, wife Judy, but also more in recent years with his son Ash taking a step forward and being part of the training operation.
As kids, we only had two choices. One, we were allowed to play one sport. We had to choose one sport, and the other was horses, and that was non-negotiable. Always horses, 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 horses all the time. And yeah, I was lucky to grow up on a great farm. It was a great learning curve as a kid to learn about horses, learn about horsemanship. It was a great place to grow up. You just take off and do whatever you want as a kid. Yeah, I wish kids could do that more these days.
Oakford Farm started in 1997, basically as a one-stop shop. So we set up and gave that facility. I was born and bred here. Yes, it's right from a tiny kid, really, 5 or 6 or 7 year old. You know, had to get up early in the morning and milk cows and things like that, feed the pigs, and that's all I know, really. So yeah, I grew up with horses. I just loved it.
It's an interesting relationship. Like, we do butt heads, but you know, at the end of the day, we're always mates. It's a good working relationship. We're generally on the same page, a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new.
We do clash a bit, but we try to mix it. I'm a bit of the... Ash, of course, is brought up in the new school, and at the moment we're going along pretty good.
Probably the training thing was always there for me. Dad and I worked as a team. Like, I finished school and started here at the end of '97. I used to ride work, go to school, you know, come back, work in the afternoons, go to the races, and at that time it was exciting for me. It was new. I guess the learning just comes from day to day. You're just there, and right from a little kid I was there with Dad, and I was always in the horses. It'd be like, well, what are you doing that for? Like, I said, well, because you are.
It's not an easy thing to do. I have realised that, and I have backed off a little bit and let Ash sort of have a little bit more of the say on where we go and what we do.
Dad's getting older, so he's 77.
I like the staying bred horses. Ash, he'd rather have the speed horse.
There is no greater thrill than going fast.
That's one of our big head butters.
Well, that's why we do it. We're all thrill seekers in the end. We fight. Don't worry, we fight, and it can get intense.
Lots of times when he works a horse, he'll come in, so Dad, get rid of this. You know, it's no good.
You know, we'll walk away and then we'll be fine. We have some good times.
Incredibly, he's a good judge of a horse. I'd have to say he's probably been right 98% of the time. And yeah, it's great to have him on board now.
The transition to training on the ground and not on their backs has been something I found difficult. To be on the ground and try and train and see what a horse is doing. I still like to jump on one every now and again. I still feel like I've got a good touch for a horse that you can jump on and go, yeah, this one feels all right. I still enjoy it. The body maybe doesn't enjoy it, but I do enjoy that part of it still. I
hate getting old. I wish I was, you know, I could get back riding track work and things like that, but I can't. I just want to keep going as long as I can. There was an old saying, you'll never die while you've got an unbroken colt in the front paddock.
One of the things Dad's probably instilled is just to be patient. You can't rush it. The rewards will come if you can just have that patience.
The most important is to listen to people and observe and put your own ideas into that.
But San Marino gives Brian and Ashley McKnight a winning double.
As you get older and you've spent more time doing everything in this industry, you instinctively see things and feel things before they happen. And I think that's one of the things that's hard to teach, but when you're lucky enough to spend a lot of time with someone like my dad, it just rubs off on you.
The enjoyment is because of family. My family is just so involved, and it's been a life. And to keep all your life is just absolutely incredible.
Everything we've done for this place. You know, if he is proud of what we achieve, proud of what our results are and how competitive we are in an ultra-competitive business, you know, that's enough for me. That's what it's all about, and if we can have a cheer at the end of the day, well, you know, happy days.
I love every aspect of it, really. We go away as a family. You know, my partner Steph, she rides. The kids all come along with us, and you know, we're all able to enjoy a weekend away and love the competitive nature of it. I do actually really love being around horses. It was through actually being at the races with Pete Doherty, the starter. He just mentioned that he played a bit of polo cross. Also, Ian McLeod, who's a vet in racing, he said you should give it a go, and I thought, you know, why not? My dad actually played it when I was really young as a, you know, 1 or 2 year old. He had a couple of seasons, and I thought it was something I'd be interested in, especially given it's a horse sport.
Polo cross, 1948, it started in Australia. It basically became an amalgamation of polo, netball and lacrosse. So it's played very much the same as netball. There's certain areas players can go into. Polo cross was 3 men, 3 women. The men played against the men, the women played against the women. Whereas nowadays, it's everyone plays against everyone. I've still got bone chips on my arm here from some of the toughest women players around. Someone said it to me once, what, I get to go away and camp with my horse, have a few beers, tell a few lies every weekend? How good's this? So yeah, that's sort of polo cross.
Yeah, well, it's a true sort of Western District Warrnambool club. We've got people from Colac, you know, to Pete and Leah Doherty in Warrnambool, myself and Steph. We go all the way through to Narracourt, Edenhope. So it's the real Western District sort of a club, and yeah, it's really good.
Pete's gone and done the sacrifice for you here. Yep. So you honour that sacrifice. And you wait and you pause and, oh, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go.
Camo is very passionate about polo cross and always has been. He's very knowledgeable as well, and we've got to tap into that, but he can get overzealous. He's very competitive.
You stay there. Pete's got that covered. Right now, so Pete's there, the 3's on the other side.
Well, it's a team of 6. 3 go on at a time, and it's the 1, 2 and 3. The 1's the goal scorer, the 2 plays in the middle, and the 3's the defender. And basically you're against an opposition 1, 2 and 3, and there's a lot of, you know, a lot of sort of blocking, and the 2 and the 3 have got to really try and help them get into the area and score goals. So you do need your team to really be helping. You know, it was good fun. It is good fun scoring goals. As a footballer, I used to play in the back line, so it's good to be up the front.
One of only, I think it's 4 totally Australian sports. There's a World Cup. It's played in the US. It's played through Europe. Yeah, it's a global sport these days.
I just love the whole camaraderie of the team environment, you know, and you know, competing on horses and riding. It's just great fun.
Oh, that was a good game, guys.
Playing polocross, you know, your mind is completely involved in the game, and that's what I really, really love about it. And we won both of our games yesterday, which meant we played a semi-final this morning, which we won also, and we were able to get into the finals. This is a real reset for me. We come away for the weekend, your mind's switched on something completely different, and you know, you come home tired but refreshed.
It gives him that outlet outside of his work life. You know, anyone who's been around a racing stable and the whole training thing, it's an intense experience. But he gets to now go away on a weekend and compete on his horses. And he's got 3 really nice off-the-track thoroughbreds coming along.
My desire was always to play an off-the-tracker. I really hope to get a couple of thoroughbreds going, and she's the first one I got.
You got to time it, keep running.
I was really happy with the way she went. She got a little bit tired late, but it was a really good effort from her. My actual aim would be I'd love to play on a horse that I've trained and then retrain for polocross. That's the end goal, and I have got one there that I hopefully will make the grade.
Yeah, thoroughbreds, I think they're an underrated breed of horse, especially in the working horse game. Our game in particular, polocross, is reliant on fast horses at the top level, and no better horse from our opinion, our family. We like the off-the-trackers because they do have that natural speed. They're a very adaptable breed.
Right, out, run away, quick.
They're the only horse that's bred for one thing, which is pure athletic ability. When you find those great thoroughbreds with the brain, the size, the temperament, the toughness, they are the best of the best.
Keep running!
We would love, you know, the Victorian off-the-track scheme to come on board, and we would support it, you know, wholeheartedly, because they're a really good breed of horse.
I just think it's a really good fun environment for my family, really, and also I think the aspect of reusing the thoroughbred, you know, it's a really diverse, great animal. It's a, you know, we get good show jumpers out of thoroughbreds, you get stock horses, you get polocross horses, so they're used for a lot of things, and I'd encourage it, you know. There's no better way than to do it myself, you know, and show the example that the thoroughbred is a really versatile horse.
It's just a very good sport. It's a family-friendly sport, and there's not many sports you can play as an individual and play with all your family members.
Keep moving, keep rolling around.
That's rare that you get to do that.
Right on, Simon.
Yeah, I played fairly well this morning, I felt, and then the first chucker in the final was good, and I got tired along with my horse.
How you feeling, Simon?
Tired.
Oh!
You know, she's a young horse, and I've got to get fitter myself, but I think sort of next season will be her time to shine once she's had this sort of grounding. But I was very happy with her and very proud of her. She's done a really good job.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done, right, we'll step out and
good on you. Well done. I'm a big fan of it. I want to grow the sport, and you know, I think it's a great interest for people that are competitive and like riding horses. I think you know, come and try it. It's fantastic, and I'm going to be tugging on a few coattails of some of the trainers to lose a bit of weight, get on a horse, and see how they go.
Well done, Simon. Well done.
It was a great way to spend a morning watching that sport, Adam, and I've got to say it's absolutely not for the faint-hearted at all.
It looks intense. Yeah, I mean, some of those scenes there. I thought there would be more people on the field, but it's only 3 in each team at a time, and probably thankfully so, because you need some space to manoeuvre and just the skill to be able to turn. And it's great to hear that the thoroughbred is being used more and more, especially off-the-track horses. Yeah,
that's something we'd be very keen to promote going forward as well. After the break, though, we've got another polo cross story coming up. It's with Mick Templeton.
family's a fourth generation polocrosse family. That drives me to continue to play the game and support the game as much as I do. Dad's not with us anymore, but he would have been super proud to see his great-grandchildren still playing the game. I'm one of 6 children, and we all had a pony each, and that's how we grew up. We spent a lot of weekends and after school riding breakers. So there was horses around us all the time growing up. Yeah, Dad played polocrosse. He was in the first ever Victorian winning men's team at the 1972 Nationals. So that was a proud moment for him. It's one of the very few sports that you can actually play with your children in the same team. You get to travel away and in the truck together, and just lifetime memories of. A lot of the time it's not actually the memory of the game, it's the trip there and the camping and all that sort of stuff, and I suppose just very wholesome and just a great lifestyle. It's a combination of your athleticism and sportsmanship, as your ball skills and racket skills, how your hand-eye coordination, and that pairs up then with your horsemanship skills. So you not only have to be a good athlete and be able to pick up a ball and throw a ball and handle a racket, you've also got to be able to ride a horse and get along well with a horse.
Dad had a bit of a break when he had us as kids, so we didn't start playing until I was around 11 or 12 years old. It was good for Dad to get back into it, and yeah, we've been playing for the last 10 to 15 years now, so we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, Angus has most definitely had some proud parent moments for us, that's for sure. Playing at the top level and representing Australia is no mean feat, and to do that as a 21-year-old or 20-year-old when he represented Australia was in the under-21s was a very proud moment.
That was something that I'm always going to be proud of, and it was a great experience.
Probably would have, a little bit sad at the same time. It would have been great for Dad to actually see that. That would have been just the icing on the cake for him to watch Angus play for Australia. What we love about the thoroughbred is they're all naturally got the edge on most other breeds as far as speed goes. We're prepping to go to Chinchilla Nationals at the moment, and they've just got the perfect nature. They're level and they're fast, and they've got the athleticism of equal to any other horse breed there is out there, I believe. The 2 that we're prepping for Chinchilla, it was pretty clear after a couple of trials that they weren't going to be any superstars on the racetrack, so we transitioned them straight back to polocrosse, and they've had a long and very successful career on the polocrosse field.
We believe that they're a really good type of horse for polocrosse. They're naturally athletic. Obviously it gives us an out with our race horses that aren't quite good enough to make it to the track. We have the beauty of being able to try them as a polocrosse horse, so it gives us first look at hopefully finding the next best polocrosse horse.
There'd be lots of thoroughbreds out there that would be suited down to the ground to play polocrosse. I suppose we just need to bring that attention to potentially horse trainers and owners, encourage more polocrosse players to go down that path, because I can't speak highly enough of the thoroughbred playing polocrosse. It'd be great to have further conversations with the off-the-track scheme and even develop something that is a pathway for off-the-trackers to go into the polocrosse world. For anybody that hasn't seen it or watched it before, it's a must watch. It is one of the most interesting and exciting sports to watch. This horse in particular is 11 years old off the track. She was never going to last until she was 11 years old as a racehorse, and to get this and to be looked after like she's getting looked after, fed to fed all the best feeds you can get, as fit as can be, and just to the eye she's in great order and looks really well. That's what it's about when we talk about horse welfare, and we're giving this horse a second chance at life.
I know, Adam, we talk about bucket list items, racetracks to visit or places for you that you want to go and call, but I think we've got to add the fact that you need to go and see the sport of polo cross at some stage. It is high energy and it's great to watch.
I've worked with Mick for the last 3 years at Stony Creek Racing Club. He's a man of many trades and skills. Horse trainer and track manager and, of course, president of Polo Cross Australia. And I promised him I'd go to a polo cross match. So I might take you with me and go out and check it out.
Absolutely. And the other thing, and Mick did touch on that as well, it's a great pathway for horses post their racing career, although those horses that Mick was talking about didn't really have great racing careers. One of the things we'd love to showcase, and Simon Wald spoke about this as well, is putting 6 horses together, 6 off-the-trackers together, and showcasing how good they could be in the sport of polo cross, because they've got all the necessarily skills that you need for it.
As Mick touched on, they've got the nature, the athleticism, and they've got the manoeuvrability, and they're just the perfect all-round breed.
They are indeed. We do love the thoroughbred here on racing.com and especially on Grassroots. That's all we've got for tonight's show. We've had great fun bringing it to you. We'll see you again soon.
He is a beautiful horse and he is lovely and relaxed. It's a great sign.